Here we go. Welcome to Never Have I Ever number 12. Woo! I am so excited with the crew that we have here tonight. Starting from the top, he is a comedian, musician. He is the host of Davin's Den podcast, Joe Currie.
Hey, how's it going, Chrissy?
Good to see you, buddy. Below, what?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. And by anytime, I mean this time is enough. Below him, she is a comedian. You've seen her on Couples Therapy on Showtime. Christine Meehan Berg.
Hello, everybody.
Good to see you. Is that a little miniature city behind you?
There is a little, it kind of looks like, this is my nanny's bed that I like to bang on sometimes. Yeah.
I love it. We have to keep the role play alive. And below Christine, he is the most mysterious member of tonight's panel. He is the host of the Ski Mask Collective podcast on YouTube many days of the week. It's always happening. Mr. Ski Mask.
All days.
I know your real name, but I'm just going to call you Mr. Ski Mask.
I appreciate it. I'm not late this time, so it's okay.
Oh, no, you're good. Actually, you're the first person I've had back for a second time, so you should be very, that's an honor. Don't fuck it up. In the middle, in the, what is it, of the Brady Bunch? Who's in the middle? The housekeeper? In the maid spot. He is the host of That Jamieson Show on Compound Media. Also has a new album out called Denim and Leather.
Denim and Laughter.
Denim and Laughter. That makes way more sense than Denim and Leather. Don Jamieson.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Let's get stoned.
This is good. We're going to do it all tonight. And underneath Dawn, check out her OnlyFans. She is I am a new fan of this hot porn star chick, Jessa Rain.
Hi.
I love it. You're on the bed. This is very sexy already. It's good. Now in the other corner, he is a journalist and podcast host of the Maskell Sessions and Uncensored with Jordan Maskell. It's Jordan Maskell.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Hey. And below him, comedian and mainstay performer at Levity Live, Dave Saitzyk.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Also a masterful impressionist.
Oh, go on.
And last but not least, she's a comedian and host of the Funny Sexy Raw podcast, Silvia Saige.
Hello.
So we got.
I thought you were gonna go all out. You left one half of my profession out.
Oh shit! And also a porn star, of course. You know what it is that that's old news to me, and it's like. But yeah, I'm so sorry. You're so much more than a comedian. You're a comedian and porn star. Yeah, perhaps the most talented person on this panel here. You have the most skills.
You better shut your mouth.
What? That's true. Christine is a mother. That's a whole other set of skills.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Guys, this is Never Have I Ever. I hope we all have a drink in hand. Again, if you are an alcoholic or you are in recovery, you do not have to drink. We do not need to see another relapse on this Zoom. We've had one. We don't need another one. That's fine. The way the game this is played, you pick a thing and we'll sort of just rotate around the squares. You'd be like, never have I ever dropped my phone in water. And if that's happened to you, you take a drink and then you tell the story. Hopefully somebody has a good story. Try to avoid saying things that you have never done, because then we run the risk of nobody's done it, no one has a story, and then we get an awkward Zoom pause. So let's see. Maybe I'll start. Never have I ever caused a celebrity to have a public mental breakdown on Twitter.
Well,
I think you have the
Chrissy
best
coming out of the gate.
is Chad Zumach a celebrity?
No.
No,
Maybe
he's
just
not.
in Florida. Holy shit. Chrissy Teigen blocked 1 million people today.
Yeah.
All because of me.
Blocked 1 million people.
She blocked 1 million people. She got one of these like super block bots, and she was able to block anybody who tweeted at her or retweeted with her name. Like also anybody who knows any. It's just this whole like, you know how HPV spreads. I imagine it's the same. And I think I'm just gonna make T-shirts up that say like Chrissy Teigen blocked me. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, there've been like a couple of threats, semi-death threats coming to me and mine. So it's been an exciting 36 hours. I don't know.
She hasn't blocked me yet.
Really? Well, look at you.
Should I say something?
I'm just hoping that her line of cookware goes on sale at Target. I mean, that's all I really want out of this deal. Anyway.
She's like, yeah, who is she?
She is a person who's married to John Legend, first and foremost. She was a model, like a Sports Illustrated model, and then she just wrote some cookbooks, and
She's a Kardashian.
Yeah, she looks like a Kardashian.
Thai. She's like sort of Asian.
She's like sort of.
Sort of.
So she's like an Asian Kardashian.
She looks like a cat. Do you guys remember what was it? Not The People Under the Stairs, the other one? You know that Stephen King movie where the people like their faces just become like.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's fillers, and like, you know what, people can do what they want with their faces. I'm sure I'll get some shit in there eventually. I might get a fake ass if I start making money. But the thing is that Chrissy is so obsessed with canceling other people and other companies, and it's like, oh, and now that it's happening to her, it's like now all of a sudden it's terrible and she's such a victim. I don't know. I don't want her to like lose her job, or I just was like, girl, I just was like, you deleted 60,000 tweets. That's weird. That's all I was saying. So
You don't want her to lose her job being married to John.
Yeah, that's exactly what right.
Oh. Anyway, enough about me. I'll probably bring it up again at least one more time before this is over.
You should.
All right, let's kick it over to Joe Currie.
Yes. Let's pass it on to somebody else. I just want to see how the game is played a little bit more.
Okay, because I gave a bad example is what you're saying. Got it.
No, you didn't give a bad example. It's like I just had a little short prep time.
Oh, oops. Okay. All right. Christine.
Never have I ever felt suicidal after spending a month at my parents' house.
Ooh.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I lived at home for suicidal.
Yeah,
Not
I don't know.
suicidal.
Thank you,
No.
Sylvia.
I was suicidal for so many years, and my parents had so much to do with that. So yeah.
I was there at my parents for 2 months during quarantine. My dad loves me. My mom stopped making eye contact after a month. I was like, oh, she's autistic now, but like, it was wretched. And then I tweeted something that I didn't realize was connected to my Facebook. And you know, moms are obsessed with your Facebook. And my tweet said, it's so bad here with my mother in quarantine that we're contemplating suicide by driving back to Queens. Fucking pissed.
And you said that during peak Rona times. And so she was
yeah.
like, she's like, you'd rather get the Rona than spend time with me?
And I was like, the joke is about Queens. It's not like really, it's not really about you. She was very upset. And then we finally started talking. That was about 2.5 months ago. So now we're kind of speaking. It's her birthday today. So yeah, we've got to send a gift. So
happy birthday, Christine's mom.
but your parents can really like if you spend time with your parents after moving out. It's you revert immediately to this like I'm 17 and I'm going against everything that you stand for, Republican mom. And it's just, and then you become defensive and you're like, I'm trying to assert myself. I'm a grown up, but I can't because I'm in your house. It sucks. Like, I don't want to be back there, but I was so afraid of choking on my own breath, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's part of us reverts because we're in like the physical place where we grew up. But part of it is also like many of our parents have not learned to treat us like adults. And that is something that they may not ever learn to do because it's like a lot of them don't have a lot of self-awareness. And it's like if they're not being a parent, then who are they? So
Well, it's definitely, don't you think it's generational, right?
yes.
That's like the
Oh my
generation
God.
before us, they never had to be self-aware. They never had to be self-critical. They just were like, pull yourself by your bootstraps and keep going and sweep it under the rug and like everything's fine and put on airs of like everyone's happy. But we fight and scream at each other about racism on a Sunday morning at the breakfast table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's fine.
I like this. This is going to be like a therapy centered. Never
Yeah.
So much.
Okay, ski mask. Do you
Uh-oh.
think you have one?
Sure. Never have I ever eaten milk that may or may not be spoiled.
Eaten? Like
Yeah.
chunks?
Well, I meant to say cereal, but whatever. Same
Did you
thing.
just eat that? Did you just eat spoiled milk cereal?
I mean, I like.
Well, I don't know. I don't. That's the
Spit it
thing.
out.
You can't tell if it is or not. I won't know till later.
Does drinking it count? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I meant to say the eating the cereal part, but you could
Like
mix
that-
it both ways.
Okay.
You
Okay.
actually chew on the milk alone, or
No, that would be like if it was a half and half and spoiled. I like how you guys are drinking. Chrissy, what happened to you? Did you drink a whole gulp of it?
Yeah. Well, I'm the person in the apartment because other people are sensitive to bad smells and tastes.
Hey-o.
So if something is maybe gone bad, I have to be the one to taste it or try it. because
You know they have expiration dates, right? Like,
I know they have expiration date, but they fuck with you because sometimes
Yeah.
milk will
Sometimes
be
they're
good.
not.
expiration
Yeah.
date.
Sometimes
Yeah, a
milk will
week
be good
before.
long after, and
it
sometimes
says
the milk.
sell by. It doesn't say
But
drink by.
Yeah, but sometimes it'll be
it goes
it'll-
bad way before. It'll just
Uh-huh.
be sitting quietly in the back of the fridge, minding its own business, unopened.
right.
And then you open it on the day of the date or day before, and it'll surprise you and be bad.
Yeah.
Just
Just
Frank
here's
is
a note. I know a because about milk because I
Uh-oh.
had some in my tits.
because you
for
make
a
that.
while.
You make it.
I made it, but sorry, Dave. but there's something about milk. I swear to you, and I just learned this. If you get organic and I'm not one of those people. I'm not that kind of fucking mom. But there's milk that's organic and not treated by all these things. It lasts for a month in your fridge.
Oh, okay.
To regular milk that you get that's oh, this is the Stop and Shop or whatever milk that only goes for a week.
Yeah.
Get the frick organic milk. It'll stay a
Okay.
while.
And it's
By
not
the
that
way.
much more. Welcome to Milk Talk.
Yeah, I love it. I bought mine at the gas station.
Yeah.
Well, they closed the Walmart at 8:30. I don't like going shopping when everybody else was in there.
There's nothing worse than a big old swig of some
That-
chunks.
Yeah.
Or just
I was driving down the beltway that happened to me one time, and I started throwing up all in the truck. I couldn't pull
man.
over. I couldn't pull over. Just stuck in traffic.
Did you know the milk at a gas station fell off the back of a fucking truck?
Yeah, but you don't know that until you taste it, I guess. So you don't. Whatever.
Who buys milk from a gas station?
No
What
one-
car?
Men,
The
that too,
COVID.
men.
Nowhere else is open.
In LA, you can buy kale at a gas station.
Oh hell yeah!
There's women who've got their prom dress at a gas station.
That's true.
Gas station prom dresses.
Yeah.
For the
I'm tired
burritos.
from it.
Okay.
And it's such a disappointment too, because you're expecting, I did this a few weeks ago, just pour it into a glass and then go to take a big swig, and so you're expecting the milk, and then you just get this fucking terrible aftertaste. And
It
Yeah.
doesn't go away.
Well,
cut it.
so- if you're pouring it into a glass, wouldn't you smell it first before you pour? Normally, it's just straight out the jug.
I sometimes do
didn't
it.
think. Didn't
Oh,
think.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Also, you
pour it
said
and just.
Sometimes you got to live life straight out of the jug. I don't
Right
know.
out the jug.
Speaking of jugs, Jessa, you're up.
Let's see. Never have I ever lied to get out of work.
Ooh.
I made up a whole baby and
That's
had a
everybody.
miscarriage.
A whole baby?
You made up the whole thing.
I got away with like 6 weeks of like saying I had morning sickness, and then eventually I told them I miscarried it, and then I actually got more time off because I said I had depression from the miscarriage. No lie.
Understandably so. That was very traumatic what you went
Yeah.
through.
It was.
Was it paid or hourly?
This was when I was working in hospitals actually. So I
Ooh.
was salaried.
Did you keep the nurse's outfit?
I don't have those scrubs anymore. No, that's not
Wow.
really, too big of a fantasy.
Was it? Did you have a name picked out or anything?
No, I didn't take it that far. I miscarried it pretty early.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, who
Sylvia.
hasn't had one? You know?
Yeah.
I didn't say I was a good person. I just said I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, like, in one of my day jobs, like, I had a real relative die, but it was like a distant relative where I was like, but then I sort of saved it and then used it at a later date. It's like the person still died,
Right.
you know. It just was like I just sort of saved it and then
Use it
brought,
later.
you know, laid it over.
We needed it.
That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've lied to get out of gigs before, like I got a flat tire in my car or whatever. And oh, by the way, Chrissy, tell Frank a relative died. I'm not going to be able to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he
Get out of the
died
gig one
6
time.
years ago, but I was saving it.
I don't know. Do you really want to cancel the only stand-up gig you're gonna have for the next 3 months?
You gotta go spread the ashes.
Oh.
We did that with our band one time. We didn't want to do the gig, so we called up the club and told them our guitar player slipped and fell on the ice. Fortunately, it was July, so I had to pass that one off.
Mine's really boring. I mean, I use the typical, like, I was sick and forged a doctor's note at my job, so.
That's pretty legit. That's the normal way to do it.
Yeah.
Because how many times can you miscarry? I mean, that's like once per job,
Well, you only get one.
So make it count.
That Hail Mary.
Yeah.
In fact, that was her name. That was going to be her name.
Don't forget, a forgery is a felony, so you done good.
So it's suicide in most states.
I think everybody's forged at least once in their life.
For sure.
Really? Never have I ever forged.
All right, Don. Don, did you go already?
No, my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, never have I ever gotten caught urinating in public.
Caught.
By whom?
Yeah, I've never been caught, and I do it often.
Please.
By the police?
Yeah.
Police?
Maybe
Could
they
it be
drink-
like? Could it be like the? Does it have to be like an authority, or could it be just like somebody walking down the street going, "Oh, that guy's taking a leak"?
A peer.
Maybe just somebody you didn't want to get seen by.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it was this quarantine. I was playing Pokemon Go with Frank. We're out at one of these Pokestops. Good God, listen to me.
God, you're a nerd.
And they're just, I thought, it was like a corner of bushes, and I just put myself there. And I really thought I was in the clear, but like a couple walked by, like on a date, holding hands, and I'm just like squatting and like pissing in the grass. I've peed more outside during this quarantine than in my whole life.
It's hard not to. Everywhere's closed. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Well, and chicks are at a disadvantage too. Already when you're out and about, you're on the street. I used to read water meters, and there's not a bathroom every so often, right? So maybe you had to piss on a few people's houses, maybe in the corner where
Right.
you think that they wouldn't go by or whatnot. But yeah, so definitely like somebody's walking down the street and they see somebody standing right up against. They're either like taking a leak or they're jerking off, right? So one of the two.
Jordan.
Yes.
Jordan, do people tell you that you look like MySpace Tom?
I don't even know who MySpace Tom is.
Just do this. Can you
Wait.
go to the side right now and go like that?
MySpace Tom didn't have facial hair.
And then
though, did he?
like look like that.
Yeah.
Like this.
Oh, you do. You look like him. Are you too young for MySpace? No.
I'm just 30, so it's like
Yeah, you might be.
I was at
I
the
had
tail end
MySpace.
of MySpace, I guess. Facebook was more like in high school and shit like that, but not,
Well, look
not
at
MySpace.
you.
Yeah, I was on Facebook.
Ooh.
Where you nerds were getting shoved in lockers, I was on Facebook.
Well, see,
Now-
I didn't even join that was the whole thing, right? Everybody wanted to be on Facebook, and then finally you go on because everybody else did, and fuck
You
it.
get Farmville invites.
Oh fuck no. Anybody who sends a game invite, they get a fucking block.
Yeah,
But now
Jordan, you
Facebook
missed
is for
out on,
olds.
like, you missed out
Joe-
on like attaching a song to your profile.
That was
and,
my
like,
favorite part.
Yes.
get to it.
I remember like ICQ and Windows Messenger, MSN Messenger, that sort of shit, but I don't think MySpace. I know what it was, but
Joe and I remember rotary phones.
God almighty.
I remember those.
Rotary phone, and I had a problem. Using a rotary phone. I would have to use a pencil to use the rotary phone.
You
And
Were your
sausage
fingers
fingers?
too
I
fat?
remember.
You
I was
call
so bad.
you call your thing a pencil?
Yeah. And the funny thing about that is that I grew up with Anthony Cumia, so it was something that I totally forgot about until Anthony brought it up on Opie and Anthony, saying that it was a retard and couldn't dial a fucking phone without a pencil.
Aw.
Aw.
Okay. My grandma had a rotary phone.
Mine did too. I never used it though.
We just would yell it out the window like the old days.
Yeah, I'd use a can and some rope.
You remember the one where you had to like speak into the hole and hold the other one to your ear? Did anybody ever really use one of those?
Oh,
No.
I
I've
think they had
seen them.
seen it and it never worked, but you could make it. I think there was like an antique one. I wish I'd used that phone. It sounds like call the fucking operator.
Yeah,
right.
those were the days, and the operator just knew.
Like,
Yeah.
The
Lots
operator-
of stuff to do.
yeah.
You're
Oh
cranking.
God.
Like
Could you
Billy
imagine the prank calls?
Yeah.
You'd be worn out by the time it's time to be funny and the prank call. Oh shit.
I wish we had a modern day operator that you could call up if you wanted to like stalk somebody. You'd be like, "Hey, operator, when's the last time my ex looked at my profile?" Or like anything that like there should be like a.
sure, there's an app for that.
I mean, just get in,
True.
just get in good with the pizza guy. Be like, hey, go over there, deliver some pizzas, and tell me what's going on over there.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hmm.
All right, Jordan.
yes. Never have I ever encountered a bear without like walking around.
Like a gay man bear or a bear
No,
bear?
no, like the actual. That you could include that too. That could be. It's a loose answer, but no, like an actual bear.
I have.
I've not encountered a bear.
You know what? This actually ties into my getting out of work story.
Ooh.
I just remembered it. I was working at a fishery in Alaska, and we were staying in these staterooms, and you couldn't put the fish on the ground because it would attract the bears. So we figured out how to open a window in the room, and then we brought in like 10 pounds of fish. We just threw it out the back window where nobody would see it and attracted bears.
It's a
They had
real
to shut the whole plant down until they got rid of the bears. Everybody had to get inside. We had the whole day off. It's beautiful.
Whoa.
story.
Wait, did they have to shoot the bear?
No, because you know how they are up there. They just wait. We just had to wait for them to go away, and they weren't going away as long as it smelled like fish around there.
Wait, is this like my baby? Did you make this whole thing up?
No.
What? That's a real story?
Yeah. I was working at a fishery,
Oh.
Bristol Bay, Alaska.
Like a real man.
Sucks. 16 hours a day. It's brutal. 6 a.m.
And
midnight. I
Alaska's
became an
not even-
alcoholic really fast.
Alaska's not
You know,
even
since
that
they pay
far from
people to
here.
have sex, so you can do that too.
What's that?
They pay people to have sex. You can do that.
Well, yeah, there was girls from Thailand up there. They would like to have sex a lot. They would try to get pregnant. You had to be careful.
Whoa. Sounds like they were doing the fishing.
But yeah, no, he wasn't even that far off where I actually live right now. Like I'm about probably 2 hours away from the Northwest Territories border, and
Oh.
bears just wander around.
Yeah.
What are you,
In
roommates
the
with
woods.
Edward Snowden? Where the hell do you live?
I live in High Level, Alberta, and so it's
Wow.
it's the last town in and I guess Alberta going north. And
Look how diverse this panel is.
so essentially, well, I'm from southwestern Ontario, so like Hamilton, that sort of, I guess, region and that sort of. But coming up here, you see all these sorts of wildlife. And I remember walking around, we went up in the helicopter because there's a lot of forest fires up here and shit.
Yeah.
So my stomach couldn't handle the helicopter. So they took me back, and I'm just kind of walking around away from the truck, and I just see a bear just wanders out onto the path. I look down, I'm like, I filmed a video and I kind of said something to the bear, and then I'm thinking, well, he's a little bit quicker than I am. And so I kind of hurried back to the fucking truck, right? But it's still neat as long as you respect the animal's sort of area and don't sort of kind of fuck with them, right? Like they just kind of come into town and then they scare them off.
What did you say to the bear?
Oh, I was just like, here, Mr. Bear. I got the video. I sent it. I thought it was funny. I sent it.
You
like
called him Mr. Bear?
No respect.
Mr. Bear. Yeah, of course. I called him Sir later, but it was just it's cool to have that sort of closeness to nature, and I think everybody who lives in a city now with this COVID-19 bullshit, I think everybody appreciates rural sort of areas because we have a few cases up here, but fuck, not nearly enough like you guys do in the States,
Yeah, I'd take a bear over a crackhead trying to stab me in the neck with a needle.
I would too.
Exactly. Although there are, yeah, for sure.
I've been into lately watching a lot of videos with bears with pretzel jars stuck to their heads. Are you into that, Jordan? Where there's a bear swimming in a lake and it's got a jug stuck to his head, and people have to try to get it off, but then also not get attacked.
Like that. Aww.
I know. I watch a lot of deer getting caught in fences videos.
I watch a lot of videos.
See, I only want to watch humans die. I watch like Forensic Files. I never want to watch animals die. Like I'm cool with humans. Like we have so many.
Yeah, nobody dying. A lot of like rescue animals being like back to health. I'm into that.
Oh God, people falling. Oh, so good. So good. And like knocking their nuts on shit. Oh, so
Christine, are you big into like watching fail videos? Like, is that, I feel like that's something Piper would get into, is like watching people just fall from great heights or like slipping or getting hit with things.
Oh, but like she does that in real time, like all day. Like today when I came home, she takes all of her clothes off because she thinks she's getting in the shower with me, which is like, no. And then she knocked her bits on the corner of like our platform bed, and she was like, vagina. Did it.
Wait, she called it vagina? What?
And she's holding it. She's like, oh, look at it. Hurt it. Hurts me, mama. I can't.
She called it her vagina?
My gina, mama. I hit my gina.
I hurt my fine china.
Is she okay now?
She was fine like the second after, but she was like trying to climb up on the bed and just.
Christine, you're like, Piper, you should be happy you're not a boy right now because be done.
Oh, so good. It was pointy. It was pointy.
Oh no.
The corner. And that hurts.
That's bad.
Really funny though. When kids
Piper
fall.
is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, but like when kids fall, it's so funny. I had a kid the other day because I coach you guys gymnastics competitive, and this kid was like, let me do this thing on the bar, and she flipped and her butt, and she landed like on her head, and her whole body crumpled on top of her head. And I tell you, everything to me to not laugh.
Like a scorpion or something like
that. I'm so glad they're okay. But the image, I watched it 20 times in front of the whole team. I'm like, watch it again.
Like I was recording.
So good.
Great.
Holy shit, I was coaching gymnastics one summer too, like way long ago. I might have been in high school or younger. I will never forget this image. It's like a permanent it was like a GIF in my brain before there were GIFs. And like she was supposed to, it was like an easiest move. She was just supposed to cartwheel off the beam. And I just was spotting her or I don't know what happened. I thought I was spotting her, but she fell weird. All of a sudden she gets up, her arms like this or like that. She had like just a crazy broken arm. And I was like, oh no. Because I was like,
now you're not a good spotter.
fucking broke the girl's arm. No, it looked crazy. It looked fucking crazy. And I was like grossed out, but at the same time, I'm like the adult. And I was like, I'm like, you're okay. It's fine. It's not so bad. She's like, really? And I was like,
It's just your bone and a lot of blood. You'll be walking off.
And then I was like, all right, maybe this isn't my field. Good boy. Wait, Dave. Dave hasn't gone yet.
No. Never have I ever had a one-night stand on New Year's Eve.
Oh my God.
Remember, but I'm sure.
Not on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, flowing into the next morning, however you want to define it is fine.
Uh-oh.
So I was at a party and I was really scheming on this one girl, and her friend who she was. What? Huh?
Scheming?
No, I was scheming.
Skimming.
Yeah.
Like a pool?
Skimming, yeah. I double as a pool boy, before
just
New Year's.
collecting the shit off the top, you mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how you collect women?
Yeah.
So it was a party, and I was really digging this one girl, and I ended up hooking up with her roommate, or not her roommate, the girl she was renting the hotel room with for the night. And,
wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and like the one girl who I wanted to hook up with, she passed out early. The girl who I ended up hooking up with, we were fucking until like all out. I mean, to 5, 6 in the morning. Like we barely slept.
This is just
and
men,
then
by
the
the
next
way, because
afternoon,
I tell you, women aren't going to go for the second best candidate. But just go ahead.
Absolutely not.
Keep going. Keep going.
And as a reward, I let her take me to the China buffet that was not far from there. Let her take me there is actually comedian for I didn't have money, and I let her take me to lunch. But I feel like it was a reward, and I like to memorialize it that way.
You're like, you want this dick? You gotta buy me some dim sum.
I want some ribs. You want me to get in those ribs? I want some ribs.
Ribs.
Like, General Chow down on this dick. No, sorry, that was far.
I like that story. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You did a very hoe thing just then, but I like it.
It's a good guy. He didn't go for the first girl, even if she was asleep.
What a great man.
Great guy.
And I watched years of the Cosby Show too. You would think that was something that would have stuck with me.
Yeah, American's Dad, of course.
Look at you. You're a wine drinking man.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
Classy.
I had a one-night stand on New Year's Eve that then turned into a 1-year relationship. It was literally a year of a one-night stand. My very first boyfriend ever. I was 22, first boyfriend ever out of college. And I didn't know what having a boyfriend meant. I thought it just meant that you had to just put up with whatever. And I remember it was like 2 months into dating. So romantic. He took me to the beach, like Long Beach. I don't know why, because his apartment, because I was still living with my parents in Long Island at the time. That's why. But his apartment was like on the Upper East Side. It was like 86th and 3rd or something. And he took me to the beach, very romantic, to tell me that he had chlamydia because he had been sleeping with his Russian tutor. Because he was learning Russian so he could speak with his coders in the Ukraine or whatever. And I was like, oh, thanks for telling me. Anyway, I'm being great good with him. I just was like, well, I have a boyfriend now. That means, you gotta just be cool. I had to be the cool girl. So I was like,
that's how you used to ask girls to be your girlfriend back then. Yeah. Just tell me you have chlamydia.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, do I have to? I was like, what do I need to do? Chemical shower? What's next?
Was he afraid you would? Was he afraid you would hurry up and call a cab? That's why he took you to the beach.
I think maybe he was expecting that would be his exit, and I was just like, nah, we're good.
Wait. I got to piggyback on that. Never have I ever. Okay. Never have I ever had a one-night stand that I started but couldn't finish because I found a bumpy.
Did you find
what?
Whoa.
Wait, you found a what? I missed that last part.
Because I found some bumpies.
On his bumpy? Wait a second. second. How did you pause it?
Because somebody said it earlier and it brought it up, and now it's like, oh, I have to talk about it. I was like, excuse me, sir.
So,
I had his balls in my mouth.
oh God.
This is a thing that I used to do because I wouldn't go straight for the dick, so I was so afraid of bumpies.
You went for the balls first?
I was on the balls.
That's
I had
like
a thing.
fourth base.
So I went to balls, and I was checking it out, and then I hit the top, and I was like, and I said, excuse me, sir.
Maybe it was ribs for your pleasure, Christine.
Yeah, was it razor burn?
It was on the tip of his dick. If you're shaving the tip of your wang, you're not.
The tip is the hairiest part. What do you mean?
It's not hairy there. It's not hairy.
I just want to know why you called him sir.
I don't know why.
Everyone here's so polite. The one guy calls air sir.
Excuse me.
He was this, listen, he was this
Mr. Bear?
Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear. That's why it came to my head first. But like, I don't know. I think because he was this humongous bear of a man.
Oh.
Kind of like trainer that worked next to the gay bar that I run. And so I met him at my job. He was probably gay.
What was your job?
I like ran a gay bar. I was like the manager of a gay bar and like an entertainment venue.
That's like what you were born to do.
I know, right? That's who I am. I'm like gay inside. Because I was kind of afraid because I'm thinking this guy, like one arm could crack me in half. So I didn't want to like.
Oh, that's so hot.
And he was really hot. Oh God, he was gorgeous. Except for the bumpies on the dick. And
I guess a lot of people agreed.
That's a deal breaker.
So I said, like, are you aware that this is here? And he goes, that
old thing?
Because now I'm kind of worried for the guy. And I was like, trying to take care of him. I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, oh no, it's been there since I was 15. And I was like, well, it hasn't been on me since I was 15. So I think you should probably, I'm going to go to sleep. So I put his pants, he sadly just pulled his
put
pants
it away.
Womp. He just humbled his way all the way to the door and left. And I had to see him all the time. And I would be like, oh my God, it's Bumpies.
Oh, no.
He probably gave it a name.
What goes bump in the night?
What do you mean, Trevor?
Oh, God. I don't even remember his name.
Did you ever end up hooking up with him?
No.
No.
You never asked him, did he go get it checked out?
I was like, I can't ever really make eye contact again.
No.
I kept seeing the bumpies in my eyeballs.
But how were the balls? Were the balls good?
Yeah.
I mean, he had small balls because he was on, it was on steroids.
I prefer a small ball. It's not,
They were like,
I like a good dangly. I like them to swing up.
Oh, really? Like
yeah.
Like bells on an ice cream truck. Yeah.
Never have I ever had balls in my mouth. Both balls at the same time.
What? Oh, that's it.
All right.
What are these type of ladies?
Guys. What?
Nothing.
I don't mind balls. I don't mind the smell. I don't mind their ball-like nature.
Right out of the shower, fine, but
Ooh, out of the shower balls, don't spoil me. That's too much.
Yeah, there's some funky
Too nice.
balls.
Oh
that
my
I'm not
God.
a fan of. I need clean balls. Yeah.
Every girl I've been with has a big problem with balls.
What? That's
Hey.
because you live in the South.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's probably it.
You gotta move up north where we have lower standards.
Well, and hygiene's probably better too.
In the north?
Yeah, because it's hot down here. It's just constant ball sweat.
Yeah.
Oh.
No
Yeah.
good. No
yeah. You need a bidet.
I thought about it.
That's
I thought about-
fancy.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? The scary thing about a bidet, if you have balls, if you shit and squirt that up your ass, and then it just sprays the balls, but you don't wash the balls fully, that's not a good place to be if somebody wants their mouth on your balls.
Right. If you're a man with balls, which is most men, and you shit onto your, do you ever shit onto your balls?
No.
No,
never,
never.
ever, never,
Never.
ever. I find that hard to believe.
No,
It
I mean
doesn't-
it just doesn't.
They're right
happen.
there.
You have to
Because
angle.
it's like explosive Rhea.
Yeah, but it's not as close.
Yeah, that projectile force actually shoots away from the
Right.
asshole. It doesn't like
Do you
redirect.
hold
towards the
them
front
up
of the
ever?
carriage.
Do you hold them up to get them out of the way or no?
If the toilet's really small,
No.
yeah, it'll dip in the
Have you
water.
never heard of
He's a
people-
dipper.
Hold the water.
Sylvia, he's a dipper.
Yeah.
I think there's a
He's a
comic.
big dipper.
There's a comic H. Foley who's like, my balls are hanging so low that they like skim the top of the water when I sit to shit. Foley-
H. Foley must have some big ass balls because the
think it's
water's
Foley.
like this
Don't
far
know.
away.
Or
But
an
that's a
overflow
long
toilet.
way to go.
See, yeah, that's different in the
Yes.
north too. Down here, the water's a lot closer.
Oh, really? Because of the equator? 'Cause
I don't know what the deal is, but there's a lot of water in a bowl.
The water table's higher.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Wow, things are so different. What about in Canada, Jordan? Where's the water level?
No, I think the water level's good. It's a good sort of height. It depends where you're at, right? Like, some spots have shitty plumbing, and in the north it's not so bad. I guess depending where you are, bigger city. 4,000 people is big up here. But yeah, I would.
Liters.
Pardon?
Don't forget it's in liters too.
That's true.
It's
That's
in
true.
meters.
Liters.
Well,
Meters.
in Germany, they don't even put water in the bowl at all. Yeah, it's
No?
a mess. No.
In Germany, they put it in ice cream cones and share it.
Oh, yeah, you just shit into an ice cream cone.
You just shit in somebody's
Ugh.
mouth and then you smile and walk away. It's a
Yeah,
nice, nice culture.
yeah, right.
There's just glass coffee tables everywhere.
The toilet is just a dude with his mouth open. Cute.
Named Helmut.
Helmut. Wait, Sylvia, did you go? Did I miss you?
No, I haven't gone yet.
Oh my
Oh.
God. All right, Sylvia.
Well, I was gonna try to do something that I thought like everybody would drink on. So
Okay.
I said, never have I ever been caught having public sex.
Sorry, what?
Public.
Public sex.
Yes, I think. Of course, I must have.
See, there we go. I mean, I obviously have others, but I didn't think that they would be a drinking game if we shared.
I want to hear your
You
Sylvia.
mean, like,
Your
outside, like out in the wild, or like even like in a like at work or anything?
Well, my getting caught story actually happened when I got caught by a police officer, and I
Ooh.
was with a group of friends. We were at a big campsite. We were all on a canoe trip, and I was with my boyfriend, and we went into the men's restroom because I thought that would be the safest place. And we were in one of the shower stalls having sex, and then apparently someone called the police. And so the police came in and they're like, is there a woman in here? Is there a woman in here? And we're like, just not saying anything, thinking like they're just going to go away. And they were like curtains. And so there's obviously a little bit of room at the bottom of the curtain. So they were like looking underneath the curtains to see like how many feet there were. And so I was kind of like, I had my legs wrapped around him. And yeah, so we were like one person so they wouldn't see our feet. And
like Jesus carrying you, like one set of footsteps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually nobody spoke up, but they were like, no, they're in there. So they started pulling back curtains.
What? You should have yelled out, I'm trans, and they wouldn't have touched you.
So they like pulled back the curtain, and I'm just like monkeyed around my boyfriend, just like, yeah. And they're like, ma'am, you're gonna come with us. They actually arrested both of us, escorted us out. They made our entire group leave the campsite.
Were you naked at this point?
Well, yeah, I was having sex, but
some people leave their shirts on. I don't know.
Yeah, but they kicked our entire group out. There were like 20 of us, and they made us all leave the campsite. It was kind of fucked up.
Wow, what a bunch of narcs.
Yeah.
Right. Ridiculous.
It would have been so good, Sylvia, if you were like, yeah, then I unzipped the cop's pants.
A whole scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of hot, actually. That should be a thing. That's a script.
Right? It is a
Yeah.
script. Yeah, Andrew.
Never have I ever blown a cop to get out of being public.
I
I
would.
mean, I've blown a cop, but not like to get out of anything.
Woo.
Like how Don goes straight for the blowjob. Normally it's just like, yeah, let's show some tits, you know.
You gotta blow a cop. Oh man, that's fun.
They got so many badges and gadgets and stuff. It's gonna take a long time to get that belt off.
Badges and gadgets.
Well, I mean, they got a lot going on around that belt, you know.
Who do you think that is? Batman?
Crazy by accident.
I don't know. I try not to get too close.
Can I spin this?
Let me play with that.
What do these pins mean? Oh, that must be hot, hooking up with a cop.
Ah, you think so? I don't know. It's like,
Yes.
you're
Anyone
gonna
who
sit
wears
there and wait.
any kind of uniform is hot to me.
I think cops.
Like, this was
I never thought cops were hot.
Yeah, this was a lot of years ago before like we realized how shitty cops were. He's actually not a cop anymore. He actually stopped being a cop when he got a DUI driving my car. So
Nice.
Wow.
yeah.
It's weird. The only way I can come now is if a guy puts a knee on my neck.
Yeah.
Weird fetish.
And you have 9 seconds now. That's it.
I call it the Floyd now.
Either tase me or go home.
There's a whole I can't come movement now, Val. Oh,
Yeah.
It's called just being a woman.
If you're not shouting, I can't breathe, you're not having fun.
Woo! YouTube. We're doing it. All right,
Nobody
Jessa.
else got caught having sex. That was it.
What?
Nobody else got caught.
No, I actually had public sex recently, and I thought I was gonna get caught
Ooh, where?
in Mexico.
Ooh,
Recently.
caliente.
Recently, as in, let's see, I flew out Saturday night.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought Americans weren't allowed to leave.
No, I live in Texas. I hopped on a jumbo jet and went straight to Cancun.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that was a possibility.
Victoria June, other porn star friend of mine, has been in Mexico for a
I'll
minute.
tell you what, it's fucking clean down there. I
Really?
felt safer down there than I did going to my Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
Guys, let's all go to Mexico.
Separated from my Canadian boyfriend for fucking 4 months. So if I know that there's a destination we can get to, then
Yeah.
I'm
Go to Cancun. They taking all that shit seriously. Like, you can't go in a store without a mask. Like, you will get yelled at.
Sylvia, you have a Canadian boyfriend?
Well, he's like a guy I met in an airport randomly, and we went on like 3 dates before we went into quarantine. But we get to talk like every day because
That's hot.
Time. But I haven't seen him, so I'm like dying.
Maybe Jordan knows him.
Probably not.
Canada's a small place, right?
Well, it's probably where I used to live. What airport was it?
Oh no, we met in the Vegas airport.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. 'Cause I was wondering, girls at the airport are normally not happy to be there.
I fucking love the airport.
I love
Anything
the airport too.
anything can happen. It's like
Really?
money you spend in the airport like doesn't count. I don't know what it is, but like airports are like romantic. It's just like
I love airports.
yeah.
Airport bars are my favorite place to meet people.
It's like time that doesn't count, you know, like waiting for an airplane time. It's like it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to be productive. You just have to like eventually get to a gate that's 10 feet away.
No?
You're
I love
100%
an
right.
airport.
Absolutely. Every time, if there's a lounge, if there's a duty-free shop coming back into the country.
Yeah,
where you wanna
I
get
just
some
did
good
that.
booze,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just flew home with 600 cigarettes. I didn't know you weren't allowed to do more than 200.
Were they all
didn't
in
say-
your butt?
No, I packed them in the backpack, and the guy asked me, he's like, "You been at the duty free?" And I was like, "No."
Like, wow, I didn't need to put any of these in my ass.
Yeah, I landed. Yeah, exactly. I landed in Houston. They didn't even search my bag.
More in my ass. That's weird.
I got Lucky Strikes too. They don't even sell those in the States
You're
anymore,
like,
do they?
it's not all the way duty free. I got some up there.
Hey, you want to see something?
Hey,
What is happening? I don't understand what's happening.
Everything.
Well, we're looking at your small city, Christine.
What? Where is there an ass? Is there an ass?
Aaron Berg's ass.
Oh, hey, Aaron Berg. Aaron should come do one. Aaron.
I think it's so smushy.
Aaron, get him over here.
It stops. It looks like it's just like a crack and then it comes together at the bottom.
That's what an ass is.
Oh, oh God.
Wait, have Aaron do one.
Oh, Aaron, do you want to do a Never Have I Ever?
Never have I ever shown my butt on Zoom.
Never have I ever shown my butt on Zoom.
No, these pants are too tight. All right.
My daughter just shut the door on him because she thought he was atrocious.
Aw, that's cute. All right. Who has another one?
Yeah. Never have I ever accidentally ended up in a gay bar. I was going off the one from earlier.
Accidentally,
Like you're
mask.
you're in there. You're like, what the fuck? You know.
Yeah. But I stayed.
I totally did.
I
Yeah,
do.
so,
I think I ended up in the cubby hole one night. So yeah.
I was living in Galveston. And I didn't want to get a DWI, so I bought a bicycle and I rode it to my favorite bar. It was like a mile away. Well, I got like blacked out or almost close. And on the way home, I wrecked the bike and bit the shit out of the rim. So I was like calling a cab company to try to get a cab sent that could fit a bicycle. And so I was like, all right, I'll hop in this pub, while I wait for the cab. And there was a lot going on in there. And I didn't realize it until I had ordered the Coors Light. I remember exactly what it was because it scared me. And
Scared you?
yeah.
Like I was getting a lot of free drinks.
Yeah, well, yeah. When I thought about it later, I was like, well, I could have drank more if I wasn't already blacked out. But
Piper!
Stayed longer.
Have I ever?
Oh my goodness. Hi.
I say never
Oh
have
my God! Hi, Piper.
All right, ready?
Piper.
Wait, never.
She's been alive for 5 minutes.
Never have I ever pooped my pants in public.
You outed her.
I've been there with you, girlfriend.
Have I? No, maybe a shart.
I shit my pants on a ski lift.
Really?
On the way up. Yeah.
Oh no!
Sucked. I've never skied before. I got mad because my brother and sister they wouldn't let me on their ski lift. They were smoking weed, and so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll get in the one in front of them." And I was gonna fart so that they could smell it behind me. And that didn't happen.
Only a dude would do something like that.
Yeah, I was trying to be, like rude about it, but then I had to go down the whole mountain with all that, and it was a mess.
Yeah, you had never skied before, and half the people standing underneath the ski lift never skied again.
Yeah, right. No, good thing the pants were so tight because I bought the wrong ones. It was a lot going on.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Like the skiers behind you are trying to figure out the difficulty of the trails. Like, oh, we got a black diamond. Oh, it's a brown diamond.
Yeah, I ran into a pole on the way down. I almost went off the mountain. I didn't know how to do the whole pizza thing, so I was just rolling. And meanwhile, when you're doing all this, it's going everywhere else.
Oh,
Up and down. So by the time I got to the bottom, I was just covered, and it was like, I had to hide. I just hid in the room for a little while. Just hid my face mainly.
Did you rent your skis and gear, or was it your own?
No, I rented it, so I think I dropped. I think I went to switch it out. I can't remember.
Oh my God.
It's in 2012.
who
I shit my
the
pants
hell
in public a
shits
lot.
their ski outfit? Like shitting
it's all
is
in there.
that's like a summer thing. Like I get somebody shitting their bathing suit, like shitting.
Yeah?
Like shitting in the winter to me
I shit
is
my
like
romper.
harder.
I always have to shit in the winter because we eat chili and stuff.
You never think you would shit yourself in an adult. Right? About a year or so ago, I was at the club eating all this fried food, and I'm on the way home, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And I was driving like Vin Diesel to get home. I get inside, I'm about 4 feet from my bathroom, and I shit myself.
Oh.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
You got right to the finish line.
Yeah, you started thinking about the toilet.
Is that the toilet started to back up, and I'm looking at everything going on, and I'm like, oddly enough, that's not the most disgusting thing going on.
It's not.
It's like your asshole was too confident.
Oh yeah, it let me down.
This is such a man thing. Like, do women just shit their pants willy-nilly? I feel like we have more sphincter control.
No,
See, I shit my pants 8 times in a year.
See? It happens a lot.
That's called
I'm just so constipated.
No, this is how you realize you have like either like lactose intolerance or you're celiac or something. Because I shit my pants 8 times in a full year.
Yeah.
Subway, one time in a romper that was a back zipped romper. On my birthday.
Oh, wow.
After I bombed in front of Tony Danza, before a lobster dinner made
You're
for
like,
me
I'm
by
the
my
boss now.
Like, you got to pay attention to what you're eating if you're crapping your pants that much.
Or what drugs you're taking too, because since we're all sharing shit stories, like I think like 9 years ago, I was at my friend's birthday party, and I don't really drink a lot, right? I smoke weed, and I started drinking a lot, and I'm just like, I'll start drinking, and then all of a sudden magic mushrooms, and you get so fucked up that he's like, oh, here, take a swig of this bottle. So I start drinking this. That's the last thing I remember was puking. And then apparently I passed out under by the campfire.
Nice.
Fucking fire's like 20 feet. Next morning I woke up in my car because somehow I crawled to the back seat. It was in shorts. It was all contained. It wasn't like the skiing thing, right? But it was just still. The next morning, you're just embarrassed. You're like, fuck, you shouldn't have took those magic mushrooms or drink so much, right? So it's a good memory, but that's the first time. I never talked about that on my show, but
there it is.
We got share on this show, right?
I tell you what,
shit to talk about.
I haven't even come close to shit in my pants since I quit drinking. It was only when I drank.
Yeah, it was only that one time, all the mushrooms and shit, right?
Yeah.
All the combination fucked with your stomach. You don't know because you're just kind of uninhibited in your fucking body, and you shit yourself.
Exactly.
I don't blame my drinking for my shitting my pants. I shit my pants.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't either. I haven't even had like any kind of digestive problem since I quit drinking a bottle of vodka every day.
I have a lot of anal sex.
Oh, nice.
Yes, girl. How much?
Now,
So I'm opened up. It's like a
Right.
cavity that I don't have a whole lot of control over. So sometimes things just happen, especially after a scene. Like, I'll literally be leaving an anal scene, and there's so much lubrication up my ass that will just it just finds its way out, and I just have no control, and it's just like, like at any point, it's just falling out, and there's nothing. It's it's stretched.
You put on
part of the business.
Jessa, do you have a lot of anal too?
What?
Jessa, do you have a lot of anal too?
I don't do it on camera yet, but I've done it in private. So.
Oh. I did anal in private. It was disgusting. You guys have to clean out beforehand, right?
Oh yeah.
But how do you do that? Just don't eat for a day?
Enema. No, it's like so I like to eat breakfast because I like to have something on my stomach, but then like you take your morning poop obviously, and then you'll just do a water enema.
Wait, you poop every morning?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
So you just have your morning poop, and then you just you dump out the regular enema because it will make you have the runs. So do not do that, but empty that out and then just fill it back up with regular tap water. And then you just water enema like 3 times to do my like magic number. And then you just take some Imodium. That way it stops anything else from processing. So you've got like an 8-hour window to have like clear butt.
Now, on your guys,
this is a master class.
How you say the marriage?
Gross, man. It's crazy.
That's how you say the marriage.
I never thought that when I watched an anal scene that much went into it.
I never did either until I tried anal sex in real life.
It's work. Work is work.
I thought it was like seamless. It seemed so natural.
It's not.
Pays the time and a half of what I normally get paid for a scene. Also, I get paid.
Okay.
There's so much preparation.
That makes sense now.
So wait, you go into golden shower time?
Golden shower time? Where did that come in? There's no.
Well, because golden time is like the union, like big bump. So I figured golden shower was like the porn joke, but it just missed. I'm sorry.
Well, it makes sense. Go ahead.
Never have I ever made a bad joke to Silvia Saige before and had to take a drink.
I made a bad jokes.
Now, what's your guys' opinion on the girls that even like some of these cam girl chicks who are shoving like huge like tentacle like things into their assholes?
I don't understand. That's gotta fucking hurt. I was constipated the other day and not even that bad. That's just painful. How do you do it?
When an octopus buys you dinner, you have to show your appreciation.
That's
you gotta let him give you a little inky.
I am really into anal stuff, so you can't really like push it wrong for me. I'm just telling you right now, your butt can handle so much more than your vagina or your mouth.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm really into anal stimulation anyway, so I'm more about like, I mean, I like to have something in there at all times.
Is there something in there right now, Sylvia? Be honest.
Not currently, but I wouldn't like be against it, you know? So like, I think it's just an extra pleasure. Like I've explored so much of my body in the past 6 years that I just like, I can admit what feels good to me now. And
I think Ski Mask is falling in love as
No,
we
I'm not.
speak.
I'm curious. Like, isn't there a health like hazard with that? If your asshole's just always open, like it's just.
Always open. It's not a barn door.
Yo, if you're watching those videos, like some of those cocks are huge. Like, how?
He's right. Yeah.
It does go back. It's not like it doesn't like stay
Yeah, it
like
goes
wide open. I mean, like after you take a shit, it obviously closes back. It does go back.
But is it more? But is it more loose if? Is it more loose if you do it on a regular basis, though?
Oh, 100%. Just like
Yeah.
my
Okay.
vacuum lips, though. I mean,
Okay.
Like, do you have to put on a diaper sometimes to go out?
And wider. I mean, the surgery is there for a reason. Like my lips, they're sneaking out at this point.
Oh
you know?
my
I've seen
God.
girls like put their whole fist in their own asshole.
Yeah.
That I respect. I don't know how you get up to that.
I've never put my own fist in my asshole, but I've let other people put their fist in my asshole, and I honestly didn't notice. So,
I noticed. It
Oh.
was like a feather flew by me.
The princess in the asshole. The princess in the fist. Yeah.
Asshole can't listen. The only way that I know that this is true, what she said, that like, the asshole can take a lot more. The one time I got waxed, because that never will happen again. The asshole was so easy.
Yes. The front part is pure hell.
No.
The asshole is a breeze.
Do it every day. Fine, take it away.
See,
It felt kind of nice.
A little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I miss because it's hot wax on my asshole in this quarantine.
Yeah, a Brazilian wax.
Well, guys, we've done our required amount of time.
But I mean,
anything at this point is gravy. Does anybody have anything that they're
Yeah,
thinking about?
I haven't done mine yet.
Oh shit! I'm sorry,
right.
Joe.
No, I was gonna. Never have I ever gone on somebody's show and misused a word and was adamant about how I was using it.
Oh,
and Don, I went on Don Jamieson's show and we were talking about Judas Priest. I was mentioning the method of music, and I said yes. Basically, the genre that their music is in is still
Chenier?
Chenier? Wait, Chenier instead of genre?
What the fuck?
So we're going, and
veneers,
and I'm using it, and John's like, that you said yes, the genre of the music. We go another 5 minutes, and Currie is on with us, and she goes, "Did you just say genre?" I'm like, "Yes, genre." What the fuck is genre? And it's like it's genre.
I let you go. Because I want to get one to say it.
Yeah.
That's not even close.
Yeah.
And then finally I just said, okay, all right, hold on, Joe. We're sitting here looking at each other like we got to say something.
Yeah. That's one of those ones. It's like everybody knows how to say it. Why? I don't know.
Oh,
and you
God.
said it with confidence too.
I said it so confidently. And I still get my balls busted on it. It's just, that was on Don's show. He was gracious enough to have me on a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, "Any genres we want to talk about?"
Jeez.
It sounds like a pretty name for a girl, like Janier.
Sounds like a model, like a Russian model. Hey, Janier.
I had Natalie Como on my show in the studio when we used to be able to have guests.
Yeah, I saw that.
I had Ted Nugent on Skype, and I introduced him, virtually to Natalie, and he called her Valerie.
Hell yeah! I love Ted Nugent.
Like
she looks like a Valerie.
Yeah, after like the 8th time, I'm like, you're Valerie at this point. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Ted Nugent. What are you gonna say to him?
Right. We could tell him he's wrong.
Yeah.
Shoot me with a crossbow.
Great episode. Yeah, I mean, he's hopping in helicopters, shooting out hogs down here. It's amazing. I gotta go visit that ranch.
See, they're taking all our guns away up here, and it's like I'm so envious of like places like Texas and.
Yeah, I just picked up a new rifle the other day. I paid $200 cash.
Yeah, come to US, get a gun, hide it on your person and go back to Canada.
And just keep it at home.
Like, we can't even go to
What
Canada.
year of gun is it?
Guys.
Yeah, they've extended it, and then I think the border, quite frankly, it's going to be probably the rest of the year. The
I
way
know,
that,
it's
yeah,
not
for
up. That's why I'm
so-
gonna go to fucking Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico's great. You should check
So
it
I'll go to
out.
Mexico.
people can fly in though still. I see like video, like you said, you went to Cancun or whatever.
Yeah.
People can still fly into Canada for some reason. So I guess there must be some sort of, permission you have to self quarantine for.
Yeah,
14
it's
days
contained
or-
within your passports and shit.
Yeah.
You got once you update your medical info.
Mhm.
They made me do that.
Your COVID test, that surely has to count for something, like in a week.
Why can't you just take a good hot shower after
Yeah.
you land? I don't know. I gotta work for an airline.
Do you?
No.
Oh. I just got a round trip ticket to New York for $51.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you. You're gonna do West Spa. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cheap. Huh?
From where?
Dallas.
Wow.
How much?
$51.
The
round
price of a
trip.
bag. He's a checked bag, basically.
Fantastic.
Oh, airline tickets are cheap because usually it costs me about $700 to fly back home to Ontario from where I am. Right?
Wait, can you say about again?
About.
Yes, milk.
Hey,
But-
Terence. Hey, Terence,
but-
what did the Spanish priest say about his airline tickets? He said they were about $40 more than they should be, buddy.
I can't believe it took you the whole show, David, to
Yeah, what
bust
the
out an
fuck?
accent. Why the fuck did I book
holding
you?
them back. I was holding the voices back the whole time, Chrissy.
You were holding them back. God damn it.
But yeah,
All right.
airline. I think you can fly $180 from right up here in Alberta all the way to like the Maritimes, so Nova Scotia or something, and that would be a really expensive.
It's all the way across, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a long way to go for some salmon.
Yeah, but Nova Scotia's nice. You get salmon in Alaska.
That's true.
A lot of it.
Everybody got so quiet.
I seen a guy stick.
I'm thinking about fish.
Never have I ever.
I'm thinking about that fish smell.
Man.
Fishy.
Panel of everybody did dreaming about salmon just now. Everybody was just like, oh my
I could never look at salmon again.
I fucking hate salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon sushi is good. I don't like cooked salmon.
Salmon sushi, yeah. I just so
It's
cooked
got it.
salmon, baked salmon,
Yeah.
in-laws. Ugh.
You guys ought to see the
get
factory
it.
that shit goes through. It's fantastic.
What, the sushi?
No, all the salmon.
Oh, all of it? Yeah, is it
Yeah.
bad?
Hey, hell yeah, it's bad. It's brutal in there. Everybody's hammered.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you worked. Wait, you worked in the plants and shit?
Yeah,
Like,
twice. I worked at the plants and I worked on the boats. It's all just a mess. Like they put them in these tanks and they're packed full of like millions of pounds of fish.
Oh, no.
And so they're hot. They're literally hot by the time they get to the fillet line. And then they ice them down. It's not a fresh catch unless you go out and catch it yourself. And also, if it says North Atlantic salmon, most of the time that means it's farm raised. If it says Alaskan salmon, then it's wild caught. But still,
Welcome to Fish Chat.
what fish? Get it?
Covering all your milk and fish needs.
Milk and fish needs.
All right, guys. This was a fucking awesome show. We're going to go around with where people can find you. Jordan Maskell, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter, Maskell91, and I do podcasts, of course, Maskell Podcasting Network on iTunes. Just search it up on Google. They have all the fucking players. And check out, I have an upcoming show with Chrissy, coming. I've just been super busy with the newspaper and whatnot, right? So I booked her when I could. So that'll be coming down the pipeline. That'll be on Liberty Multimedia on YouTube. So, and
Cool.
it was really great hanging out with all you guys tonight, having a drink.
Yeah, it was fun.
Likewise, buddy.
Donnie Boy.
Oh, you mentioned my album before. You said Denim and Leather, which there actually is an album called Denim and Leather by a band called Saxon, and they're in the heavy metal genre.
You knew it. Veneer. And Don, this is a very good album. It's very, in fact, all the jokes now would be cancelable, I think you said the other day when we were recording our podcast.
So buy it now because I'll probably be canceled by this time tomorrow. Me and Chrissy Teigen will be looking for work.
Jessa, where can people find you?
Okay, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at JessaRainX for both. And I'm also on OnlyFans, and it's onlyfans.com/JessaRainX. And then I have a YouTube channel with my bitches. It's called Bitch Squad.
Bitch Squad. I love it. I love it. Joe Currie.
Yes, find me at joecurrycomedy.com. Also, Joe Currie Nation on my Facebook page. Also, I do a podcast every Tuesday. We are live 6:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard. It's called Davin's Den. You go to davincomedy.com, click live broadcast, and then you're in the show. Also, we're on Facebook Live too on Davin's Den on Facebook.
It's a whole genre. What was it? Damn it.
Veneer.
It's a whole veneer. God damn it. Veneer. Sylvia.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram at the Silvia Saige, on Twitter, Silvia Saige XXX. My YouTube channel, Sexy Funny Raw.
It's an amazing pod, and Sylvia's always churning out a lot of amazing content. So yeah, check her out. Check everybody out. Dave Saitzyk.
Yes. You can check me out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Dave Saitzyk. It's a fucking slur of letters that don't belong next to each other.
SAITZYK.
Beautiful. Yes, it's at Dave Saitzyk on all of it. I put out new content regularly. Check me out. Thank you so much, Christy, for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, you're the best. And when you next time you come on, just only accents, only impressions. Ski Mask.
All right, at Ski Mask Host on Twitter, Ski Mask Collective on YouTube, and all your podcast apps covering comedy, drama, and everything Misery Loves Company.
Ooh, Christine.
Oh, I'm Funny Christine on Twitter, Funny Xteen on Instagram, ChristineMeehan.com, and I have an album Bumped that you can get on all the things. So buy it.
Yes. Buy it, guys.
I have a question because I won't memorize all of those. Christy, can you like put us all on a thread and I can have everybody's.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I will do that. All right. Thanks, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Night, everybody.
Finra.